Now that that is fixed and my job is working, um, U.S. prepares for several week war. We are in it for the long haul, baby. Israel and the United States pounded on Iran Monday campaign. The U.S. President Trump said it would take several weeks. Iran and its allies hit back against Israel. Gulf states and targets article to world's energy production. The intensity attacks killing Iranian supreme leader. Yeah.
Launched Operation Epic Fury, one of the largest, most complex, most overwhelming military offensives the world has ever seen. Nobody's seen anything like it. We have hit hundreds of targets in Iran, including Revolutionary Guard facilities.
So this
Iranian
was yesterday.
Air defense systems. Just now was announced that we knocked out 9 ships plus their naval building, all in a matter of literally minutes. Iran's formerly supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, is dead. This wretched and vile man had the blood of hundreds and even thousands of Americans on his hands and was responsible for the slaughter of countless thousands of innocent people all across.
Was not expecting to join to recent news. I mean, that's what I
many
am.
countries. Last night, all over Iran, the voices of the Iranian people could be heard cheering and celebrating in the streets when his death
when his death, yeah,
was
that's
announced.
true. That is actually
The
true.
entire military
He's not lying about
command
that one.
is gone as well, and many of them want to surrender into saving their lives. They want immunity. They're calling by the thousands. Combat operations continue at this time in full force, and they will continue until all of our objectives are achieved. We have very strong objectives. They could have done something 2 weeks ago, but they just couldn't get there. Earlier today, CENTCOM shared the news that 3 U.S. military service members have been killed in action. As one nation, we grieve for the true American patriots who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation, even as we continue the righteous mission for which they gave their lives. We pray for the full recovery of the wounded and send our immense love and eternal gratitude to the families of
God, he talks so fucking slow.
And sadly, there will likely be more. Before it ends, that's the way it is. Likely be more, but we'll do everything possible where that won't be the case. But America will avenge their deaths and deliver the most punishing blow to the terrorists who have waged war against basically civilization. They have waged
basically
war
civilization, chat.
Civilization itself. Our resolve, and likewise that of Israel, has never been stronger. America is now, again, the richest, most powerful nation in the world by far. But the only reason we enjoy the quality of life that we do and the freedom and security is we have done things that others are unable to do. But it's because of warriors who are willing to lay down their lives to do battle with our enemies. And
I'm so tired of Trump at this
point.
point. Well, we got to deal with him.
An Iranian regime armed with long-range missiles and nuclear weapons would be a dire threat to every American. We cannot allow a nation that raises terrorist armies to possess such weapons that would allow them to extort the world to their evil will. Not going to let it happen. We're not happening to us, and we're not going to let it happen to others. The United States has the strongest military the world has ever seen. I rebuilt our military in my first
Just
term.
glad I live in Michigan. Vote. Michigan's a battleground state this midterm.
And frankly, there's nobody even close, but we are now using that military for good. We want to have it for good purpose.
Iran was nowhere near making a nuclear weapon. I guarantee Iran, if in like 10 years, we'll find out that Iran was nowhere near making a nuclear weapon. They did not have the money for it.
Massive operation, not merely to ensure security for our own time and place, but for our children and their children, just as our ancestors have done for us many, many years ago. This is the duty and the burden of a free people. These actions are right, and they are necessary to ensure that Americans will never have to face a radical, bloodthirsty terrorist regime armed with nuclear weapons and lots of threats. For almost 50 years, these wicked extremists have been attacking the United States while chanting the slogan, "Death to America" or "Death to Israel" or both. They are the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. We are the world's greatest and most powerful nation, so we can do something
They had
about
a few
what they
pieces
do.
of scrap metal. I
These
mean, they just didn't
intolerable
have the
threats will
money.
not continue any longer. I once again urge the Revolutionary Guard, the Iranian military, police, to lay down your arms and receive full immunity or face certain death. It will be certain death. Won't be pretty. I call upon all Iranian patriots who yearn for freedom to seize this moment, to be brave, be bold, be heroic, and take back your country. America is with you. I made a promise to you, and I fulfilled that promise. The rest will be up to you.
Haven't fulfilled any
We'll be there
promises
help.
to us, Mr.
Thank you.
President.
God bless you.
This was 5 hours ago.
Thank you very much, Chaplain Green. Wonderful job. Appreciate it. And thank everybody for being here. And
He
please
talks
feel
so
free to-
slow. I got to put him in like even faster than other.
So before we begin this important ceremony, and there's no ceremony that can be much more important than this, let me provide a brief update on Operation Epic Fury. Today, the United
Epic
States
Fury.
military continues to carry out
God, it's such a
large-scale
fucking LARPer name. Epic Fury.
combat operations in Iran to eliminate the grave threats posed to America by this terrible terrorist regime. Following our obliteration of Iran's nuclear program in Operation Midnight Hammer a short while ago, we warned Iran not to make any attempt to rebuild at a different location because they were unable to use the ones that we so powerfully blew up. But they ignored those warnings and refused to cease their pursuit of nuclear weapons. In addition, the regime's conventional ballistic missile program was growing rapidly and dramatically, and this posed a very clear, colossal threat to America and our forces stationed overseas. The regime already had missiles capable of hitting Europe and our bases, both local and overseas, and would soon have had missiles capable of reaching our beautiful America. The purpose of this fast-growing missile program was to shield their nuclear weapon development and make it extraordinarily difficult for anyone to stop them from making these highly forbidden by us nuclear weapons. We were the ones that were complaining. We were the ones that wanted it stopped. But everybody was behind us. They just didn't have the courage to say so.
Not
An
true.
Iranian regime armed with long-range missiles and
We're
nuclear
just
weapons
lying.
would be an intolerable threat to the Middle East, but also to the American people, our country itself.
Yeah, we already heard all
would be
this
under threat.
shit.
Weapon. They were on the road to getting one legitimately.
A good amount of my school is actually informed about politics, art school, in case you forgot. Hey, urge people to vote.
Through a deal that
Like,
was signed
seriously, Michigan is a
foolishly by
serious state that
our
we need to
country.
win for
And
Democrats.
finally, we're ensuring that the Iranian regime cannot continue to arm, fund, and direct terrorist armies outside of their borders. And we thought we had a deal, but then they backed out. And then they came back, and we thought we had a deal, and they backed out. I said, you can't deal with these people. You got to do it the right way. Today, we grieve for the 4 heroic American service members who have been killed in action and send our love and support to their families. In their memory, we continue this mission with ferocious, unyielding resolve to crush the threat this terrorist regime poses to the American people.
It's
And
voting season. It's
if we're ready to
midterms,
do this,
baby.
we have the strongest and most
Midterms
powerful
start.
by far military in the world.
Primary start here in a couple like weeks to months. I made a
And we
video
will
about
easily
it.
Prevail. We're already
Anyways.
substantially ahead of our time projections, but whatever the time is, it's okay. Whatever it takes, we will always. And we have right from the beginning, we projected 4 to 5 weeks, but we have capability to go far longer than that. We'll do it whatever somebody said.
Ooh,
They
that's-
said, oh, well, the president wants to do it really quickly. After that, he'll get bored. I don't get bored. There's nothing boring about this. Do you agree with that, Pete? I don't think there's anything, Mr. General. I think there's nothing boring about it. Somebody actually said from the media, I think he'll get bored after about a week or two. No, we don't get bored. I never get bored.
God, Pete Hanks
If I
said
get
this
bored,
like,
I wouldn't be standing here right
yeah.
now, I guarantee you that. To go through what I had to go through. We
Vote.com.
also projected 4 weeks to terminate the military leadership, and as you know, that was done in about an hour, so we're ahead of schedule there by a lot. But please join me in thanking every American service member who bravely is standing in harm's way. They really are incredible, and I just want to thank you. We have a lot of them right here. Thank you very
Why
much.
does he have the cadence and vocabulary of a
Interested
5-year-old?
in GLP-1s
Because he has
for
the
weight
IQ
loss,
of a
but-
5. He has the intelligence of a 5-year-old. Like, he is not a smart guy. I do think he was at one point. I don't think he was a complete moron like 25 years ago, but he's so fucking old now. And a lot of his wealth was handed to him, too.
Thank you, everybody. We have a lot of great service members here with us, too, in this beautiful building. Isn't it beautiful? We're adding on to the building a little bit. We're improving the building. See that nice drape? When that comes down right now, you see a very, very deep hole. But in about a year and a half from now, you're going to see a very, very beautiful building. And there's your entrance to it right there. In fact, it looks so nice, I think I'll save money on the doors. Here.
You know what?
Okay, why are we talking about
To me,
this?
that's a beautiful sound. She doesn't like it. I love it. You know what? To me, other than here, because we're donating it, not a penny to the taxpayer. It'll be under budget, ahead of schedule.
You've been listening to President
Yeah, like even the news organizations are like, what are you talking about?
to build ballistic missiles. I want to bring in our chief White House correspondent, Nancy Cordes, who was listening in as well. Nancy, what's
You got to turn it down.
Tony, I think the biggest news from the president's remarks had to do with the timeline of this ongoing military operation.
4 service members died heroically. By the way, did you see my totally awesome White House? We will do new stuff, dude. He's in.
That it was originally projected to last 4 to 5 weeks, but we can go longer.
Yeah, that is going to mean we are going longer than 4 to 5 weeks.
That's what he said.
4 to 5 weeks is insane, by the way. That is a lot. 4 to 5 weeks is a long, 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 long time.
He said, I won't get bored. There are some people who have said that I might get bored and want to move on, but I won't. So that gives you a sense of where the president's mind is at right now. And that is a stark contrast to something he said this weekend when he was asked how long this would go on. And he said, well, I was going to go on for a while, but hey, if what's left of the regime wants to make a deal, maybe I'll cut it short after 2 or 3 days and talk to them. So
Yeah, so he was definitely told by Hegseth or whoever, like, hey, this is going to last a lot longer than 3 days.
we've seen projections all over the map from this president about how long this is going to take, but the latest that he is saying right there from the East Room of the White House is that it could be a month, could be more.
Nancy, thank you very much. On that point, I want to turn to our senior national security correspondent, Charlie D'Agata, just over the border from where I am. He's in Tel Aviv, Israel. Charlie, we heard General Kane earlier today.
Oh,
say
yeah, that
more
happened. However,
resources
look at
were
my
moving
thing
into
I'm
the
building, my
region.
little
Do we have
Lego
enough
toys.
in
That's
place for
true.
that timeline we just heard?
Yeah, you know, Tony, that's important that General Kane pointed that out, because you've seen how much is already in the region and the number of strikes. He said 1,000 strikes have been carried out by the U.S. military, not just with the Israelis, but the U.S. military since this war began, and that is significant. He pointed out that the USS Gerald R. Ford, the USS Abraham Lincoln, Tomahawk cruise missiles from a number of destroyers were engaged in the fight so far. At the same time, he expressed his condolences for 4 U.S. service members who were killed in Kuwait. He said that there may be more to come. General Kane said that earlier today because of the ferocity of Iran's retaliation and the unpredictability of what might be next. Importantly, what he just said now, when we talk about trying to get rid of, as the United States has made very clear, trying to maintain or contain Iran's nuclear facilities, he said four things he pointed out. Missile capability, that is the ability for Iran to launch missiles that the United States and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has pointed out is a sort of conventional cover in order to protect their nuclear facilities, going after their Navy, which President Trump said that has been achieved and it continues to be achieved. They can't obtain a nuclear weapon, as I said, we repeat that, and cannot continue to arm its regional enemies or regional allies, proxies against the United States. And we have seen Hezbollah for the first time in the past 24 hours trying to strike Israel. Those are intercepted. But as we've already been reporting, and I'm sure you're going to be reporting tonight and beyond, this isn't just about Iran retaliation against U.S. forces in this region, or certainly here in Israel, which we've experienced, but taking softer targets with Gulf states.
Yeah, and that is a very significant development. Charlie, thank you very much. More on that development. Oil prices are on the rise since the attack began. So I want to go to Money Watch correspondent Kelly O'Grady. Kelly, the president said he would not get bored with this assault on Iran, but markets sure can get rattled. What's going on with prices?
Well, and this is the way that Americans could feel this war on the home front when it comes to what you see at the pump with gas prices.
Let's look at a quick market summary. Boom. Just shot up by $2. And this is a big trend that is going to start. So it is possible. I thought it was a possible war. The thing about it is, like, the U.S. is, in the most of the world, it's dependent on Middle Eastern oil. It's not a good thing, but we are going to have. That girl looks like Erica Kirk.
Remember, oil is
Yeah, kind of.
traded on a global market. It is a simple supply and
Simple supply and demand. Yeah, okay. On top of all of this, Kuwait shot down, our allies shot down 3 American jets. Jesus fucking Christ. Our allies shot down 3 of our jets.
لا والله حربية طيارة حربية طيارة حربية شوف
And there's the U.S. military showing off. 3 American fighter jets were mistakenly shot down by a friendly Kuwait fire Monday during an Iranian air assault. 6 crew members safely ejected, stable condition after being recovered, and Iranian aircraft, missiles, and drones were underway at the time the planes were shot down. Iranian state television claimed that Iran had targeted one of the U.S. planes that crashed in Kuwait without elaborating. Thank you for the rose. U.S. Air Force fighter jets were mistakenly shot down by Kuwait air defenses. Oh my god, dude. It's so embarrassing being in this country. It's so embarrassing. We can never do anything fucking right. No, God. Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, Israel is getting lit up. Did Nux Taku actually die? Nux Taku. Because I know Nux Taku lives in Israel. Intensity of the attacks. Somebody said it on Twitter, which would not be a good thing. But also, like, that guy's fucking weird. Oh, Jesus. The U.S. and Israel is just fucking striking nonstop. Yeah, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Egypt. Intensity of attacks, killing Iranian supreme leader. Several voters from Houston casting ballots in a Texas primary election said they're worried about what will come next with Iran. I don't think this could go on for years to come if they don't have a clear exit strategy. I think this could go on. I don't even think they have a strategy. I think they just went in blind, which is true. The whims of Israel. Nobody likes Israel. I feel like Iran was at war in Israel, but then all of a sudden we're in war too. She especially wants a explanation following reports that a girls' school was bombed. I don't think I've heard of clear plans of what next bombing, just like what's next in Venezuela. If Iran was a legitimate threat to the United States, Trump should have gone the right way. It's just like, are you trying to kill us? Are you trying to cause World War III? Okay, come on, Diaz. Expect him to do what he needs. He needs to protect America first. That's what he's doing. Who's brave enough to say what he's going to do? But he hasn't. He hasn't said anything. I don't know, man. Trump voters are fucking stupid as shit. This is the big embarrassing thing. Kuwait is a U.S. ally that uses our technology. I was planning to move to Germany when I save money. I'll talk about that in a second. And we just let them. Bye-bye 3 American jets. Goodbye hundreds of millions of tax dollars. It's not. It's never going to end. It's never going to end. Welcome to the next 20 years of American war in the Middle East.